I've been to 40 plus countries. That's kind of where I started with my trading journey as a digital nomad. But for me, it was just a no-brainer. I was already used to traveling a lot. So then the final decision was, I want to live abroad. My personal cost is about $800 a month, probably the safest I've ever felt in my entire life. So I kind of don't want to get shuffled into double taxation.
You're living trading?
Yes.
And how long has that been?
It took about 3 years to get to consistency, and I've been doing it about 8 years now.
So this is Dan of Vagabond Awake, and today we have Stuart. Stuart, put her there. So Stuart, where are you from and where are we sitting right now?
So I'm from the US, originally from New York. We are currently in 𝗂𝗵𝗲, Bali, enjoying the peaceful life here.
Yeah, it is very peaceful, isn't it? And so how long have you been in Bali?
So in Bali, I'm here almost 4 years now.
4 years.
Just about 4 years. Yeah.
And is this your first time living overseas?
It's not my first time. When I was younger, I spent some time in the military, and I was based in England. So I lived in England for 2 years.
Okay.
And I've always done a lot of traveling anyway. So I've been to 40 plus countries, not anywhere near as many as you, but it's a decent amount.
That is a decent
So this is really the second place I've lived outside of the US.
How did you pick Bali?
It's interesting because I used to watch a lot of your content when I was still living in the States. When I knew that I wanted to live abroad primarily, and then to do that, to become a digital nomad so that I could live and work while traveling and living abroad. Initially, I was planning on actually the Philippines. Back then, you used to do a lot of content on the Philippines at the time, and so I listened to you and some other content providers. Got a lot of good information about the Philippines, and then did a lot of my own research, different areas in the Philippines that I liked. And I was kind of like really planning on going in that direction, and then COVID hit. And so I had gotten to the point where I sold up assets, pretty much liquidated everything except what I could fit in a carry-on, a check bag, and a shoulder bag. And then COVID hit, and that delayed me for around about a year. Some people in my neighborhood that were good friends, they just happened to have an apartment in their house, and they were like, what are you going to do now that you can't go anywhere? So I wound up living with them for that period of time, renting from them, and at least I had a place to live while I had to wait it out. And then that's kind of where I started with my trading journey as a digital nomad, because it was very hard to work, and the restaurant that I had left was having trouble because at that time, as a restaurant, you couldn't have table seating even. Eventually it became the social distancing thing, but at that time it was like you're not allowed to have people in the doors at all. So they had to figure out how to operate. So anyway, moving forward from there, I wound up studying other places, and my goal became, okay, which Southeast Asian country is going to open up first?
Yeah.
And then still it seemed like it was kind of taking the lead was both Thailand and the Philippines at the time. Philippines, they kept saying, the president kept making announcements, we're probably going to open up next month. Next month came, hear nothing, and then another announcement, maybe it's going to be next month. And that kept happening for like 8 months, where they just weren't doing anything. Thailand was a little bit more conservative about the announcements they were making, but kind of leaked information was making it seem like Thailand was going to be the one. And then ultimately, all of a sudden I heard Indonesia opened up their tourist visas, but the business visa. And so I heard about that, and I had done a little bit of research on Indonesia and Bali, and I have some friends that love Bali and were traveling here for surfing and things for many years. So I kind of knew some things about it, and then used some of your content to learn. And once they said it's official, the business visa is open, a limited amount of people, I immediately was like, okay, what are the best agencies in Bali? And I contacted like 2 or 3 and kind of saw which one I was comfortable with, contacted them, and 3 weeks later, I was in Jakarta in a quarantine hotel. After that, Bali.
It was the first door that opened.
Exactly. Yeah.
Earlier in your life, did you think you would be a traveler, or that you would live in other countries, or is that something that came up later?
Well, I kind of, even growing up, I've always been lucky enough to travel, even when I was a child. whenever my aunts, uncles, grandparents were going away on vacation, I was always invited. Been to like 36 states in the U.S. just from that alone. And then with the military, I've lived in a few states. So I kind of have always been used to traveling, at least in the States. With the military, like I said, I was based overseas in England, spent time there for a couple of years, then came back, went to university. Once I was finished with university, then I worked in Manhattan for about 10 years. From there, I just kind of decided the States was getting very expensive. Cost of living just keeps going up, up, and up. And then I started watching content, particularly your content and other similar channels, talking about, oh, you can live in Southeast Asia for under $1,000 a month. And I'm like, $1,000 a month? You can't even have lunch for that in the States, you know?
Yeah.
So for me, it was just a no-brainer. I was already used to traveling a lot. Also traveling a lot, I did a lot of cruises, Central America, South America, Caribbean, kind of like natural for me, ultimately. So then the final decision was, I want to live abroad, experience the lifestyle, experience different cultures more than just as a tourist.
People always ask me, if I can, what's your burn rate here in Bali?
So my monthly costs, personally, I have a girlfriend and I live with her, but my personal cost is about $800 a month.
So if you were single, you could live on $800 a month.
Yes.
Then you mentioned you're a couple now. And
right.
So what's your burn rate for two?
So for two, about 1,500, maybe a little bit less. Obviously, it's not double because we're not paying rent twice. One rent for the two of us, and utilities and things like that are shared. So because of that, about 1,500, maybe a little bit less.
What's safety like in Bali?
Oh, safety here is amazing. Probably the safest I've ever felt in my entire life. The worst kind of crimes that I've heard about that happen here are kind of like purse snatchings, phone snatchings, and things like that. But even that's very rare. And violent crime, unheard of here. Healthcare, just I can't really touch on operations and things because I haven't had to do that here, but I know people that have, and they can save thousands and thousands of dollars on similar operations in the States. Something that would cost you $20,000, $30,000 in the States to get an operation cost you a couple of $1,000s here.
Does this feel permanent to you, or at some point will you travel more, or what are your plans for the future?
Several Southeast Asian countries are territorial taxation, so you can spend time there and they don't tax foreign earned income. However, Indonesia does, but they give you a grace period of 4 years, depending on your visa. So you can pretty much be territorial for 4 years, and then after that you go into the normal tax system, and they will tax 100% of world income for those that meet the tax residency requirements. So I don't want to get into the tax residency, and so ultimately Mia and I have decided that we want to do some more slow travel, go to different countries and live either tax-free countries or territorial. I am a U.S. citizen, so U.S. tax system follows you wherever you are in the world. Obviously, I don't want to pay into a second tax system if I'm already paying tax, and it gets pretty convoluted as far as the tax treaties between countries and whether or not you have to pay dual tax, so I kind of don't want to get shuffled into double taxation.
You're going to beat that 4-year rule, it sounds like?
Yeah, I'm going to beat that 4-year rule.
And start slow traveling. And here you got the business visa, you still have the business visa. Was that difficult to get or expensive, or how did that work?
Well, the business visa lasts for 6 months, and then after that it's only renewable a month at a time.
Okay.
So it's not an ideal situation if you're going to be longer term. So ultimately, I wound up, once my 6 months ran up for the business visa, I wound up doing the investor's visa.
Okay.
Which is 𝐂𝐒𝐿. I did the first 2 years of 𝐂𝐒𝐿, and then I updated it again for another 2 years. If I wanted to stay in Bali after this one runs out, I could get the 𝐂𝐒𝐿 visa, which is like a long-term visa at that point. But again, that would bring me into the tax net. So I probably won't get the 𝐂𝐒𝐿. I'll start doing the slow travel.
You're too young to retire, and it takes Social Security. And,
right, yeah.
So how are you supporting yourself?
The YouTube channel is kind of in the idea phase right now. Ultimately, I have an interest in teaching other people how to do what I'm doing. The YouTube content is not really going to be about driving revenue as it is more of an interest in me sharing experience with others and kind of letting people know how to go about it, particularly in the area of trading, because day trading, earning a living that way. So pretty much you just need a laptop and an internet connection, and then you can travel and earn money that way.
on your channel, you'll talk about these techniques you use for day trading. What else do
Right.
you like to talk about?
Still kind of in the ideation phase. I kind of want to build into it, so I think I'll start content with talking about things relevant to taxation and things relevant to countries that are friendly to traders, help guide people in the direction of where to go and how to go about it. From the perspective of somebody who wants to make their living off of trading.
And you make your living trading?
Yes.
And how long has
absolutely.
that been?
It took about 3 years to get to consistency, and I've been doing it about 8 years now. Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
that's saying something. You're paying your expenses by trading.
Right. Exactly.
It's a long enough time to know enough information
Right.
to be relevant for people interested in that. So that's great. So finish this sentence for me. Don't come to Bali if you're looking for...
If you're looking for quiet and peaceful traffic, don't come to Bali. Traffic here is crazy. That's taking a lot of getting used to, and most of the complaints that you'll see online is relative to the traffic. There are some peaceful places that you can go, and where I am now is one of those peaceful places, and I kind of like stay away from the traffic village and back roads as much as I can, which means that it takes a little bit longer to get from place to place, but I figured out how to make it more peaceful.
Yeah, and you get to keep your sanity that way.
Exactly.
And do come to Bali if you're looking for...
If you're looking for low cost of living lifestyle, Bali is a very spiritual place. So for people that are looking for spiritual guidance and spiritual openness, Bali is definitely the place for that.
You mentioned that there's two of you now. Did you meet your girlfriend here in Bali?
Yes.
How did you meet her? How did that come about?
Yeah, so Mia and I met here. We met at a beach restaurant cafe. They arranged like the beanbag chairs. Everybody comes and sits and has a coconut or a beer or whatever and watches the sunset. But Mia is from Jakarta. She's worked in international corporate for many years and had to learn kind of business English from that environment. And also she has many foreigner friends that...
So how does it feel different dating here than it did back in the States?
Dating in the States tends to be more difficult, I think. Here, people are more open to, I guess, meeting Westerners here. A lot of the girls want to kind of meet Westerners and interact and date and potentially form a family. Some of them want to remain in their country, or at least in the general region. Some may want to travel and relocate. For me, I have no interest relocating back to the States. I want to stay slow traveling the world and enjoying different cultures. Just so happens that Mia and I align in that. We have a similar perspective. She's actually, I've been to 40 plus countries. Mia has actually traveled more than I have. She's been to many places that I haven't been. For instance, her favorite country is Italy. She's been to Italy 5 times. I haven't been to Italy yet, and I really want to go to Italy.
Yeah.
So we do have future plans as part of our slow travel. We want to spend some time in Italy and many other places. We have a long bucket list, but we're very much see eye to eye and that we want to travel together and live the digital nomad lifestyle. Yeah.
Thanks, Stuart.
Thanks so much, Dan. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Stuart's been paying for his overseas retirement now for 4 years by day trading. His channel's not live yet, but if you'd like to receive a link to his channel when it goes live, him discussing his life and how he makes money online, then jump on my email list. If you're already on my email list, you're fine. Otherwise, grab a free copy of my ebook at vagabondbuddha.com. Thanks for watching. And by the way, watch these videos right here if you'd like to hear from more expats that have retired overseas.